This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so social media posts appeared to show the 56 metre or 183 foot yacht, Motor Yacht Australia, listing in Singapore yesterday. A post from Twitter said, Clive Palmer's extravagant yacht, Australia, appears to be sinking or at least stranded near the Sentosa resort in Singapore. Now, there was some speculation on social media that the vessel was sinking because of the list to port. However, it appears, at least from the images and the videos that we've seen, that the yacht ran aground, most likely on a sandbank there. So most likely what they'll do is, obviously after doing an assessment for damage, once they've decided that there is no holes or any damage that would cause the vessel to sink if it's moved, then they'll wait for high tide and then they will try to get it off. If it's not freed due to the high tide, then they'll bring a tug in to help pull that vessel off there. Now, if we go to marine traffic, this is live as we film, you can see that there is a tug actually on scene with the stricken yacht. So it does look like they are indeed going to attempt to pull that vessel off the sandbank with the tugboat. Now, the yacht is a 56 metre Bonetti and was built in 2012. It can carry 12 guests with a crew of 12. The yacht is believed to be worth around $30 million. Now, Clive Palmer, if you're wondering, is an Australian businessman and politician, and he has many businesses in iron ore, in nickel, in coal holdings, plus many others. I believe he even owns a football team in Australia as well. Anyway, that's all the information we've got on that vessel. If you were on board that vessel, if you were in the area and you've got any video footage or any images, please be sure to get in touch with us. We'll give you the details at the end of the video. All right, so we'll move on to our next story now, and this is from the weekend as well. There was a fire on a yacht in Florida over the weekend. The vessel, a 28 metre or 91 foot yacht named Self-Made, Motor Yacht Self-Made, was moored in the Yacht Haven Marina in Fort Lauderdale on the 12th of October. At 2230 hours or 10:30 p.m, a large fire was reported. The fire crews reported being met with heavy flames, according to the fire crews that attended from the Fort Lauderdale Fire Service. So the FLFR arrived with what looks like 2 units and quickly brought the fire under control after approximately 2 hours. There were no reported injuries on the scene, and the aft part of the vessel appears to have borne the brunt of that damage, suggesting possible engine room fire or tender garage fire. No word as whether they were running generators or they were on shore power. So the yacht appears to have been completely destroyed in the fire. I believe it was a glass fibre built yacht as well. And there's no word at the moment on the cause of that fire. Most of the footage here was sent in by Todd Mollerop via Twitter, so thanks very much for that. All right, so we'll move on. Now, in the previous video, we talked about the OFSI finally giving permission to pay ex-crew from Motor Yacht Luminosity. So that was in the last news video, episode 257. The OFSI is a government department, the Office of Financial Sanctions Implementation. And we said that they'd finally given approval to pay the crew who were on board at the time the sanctions were placed on Mr. Guriev for the crew of Luminosity. Now, Mr. Guriev also allegedly owns the yacht Alfa Nero. In that video, we said we weren't sure if this applied to Alfa Nero also. We have since had confirmation from Burgess Yachts, who were managing both yachts until he was sanctioned. They confirmed that, yes, it does apply to Alfa Nero. So the crew, the ex-crew and any remaining crew on board from Alfa Nero who were on board at the time of the sanctions will get that final salary. Now, again, this only goes towards the final salaries up until probably the end of the month, whatever was owed when he was sanctioned. It's taken the UK government 18 months to approve that license, and it's probably going to, Burgess are now saying it's probably going to be before Christmas that they'll get that pay through to those crew, because there's still a delay of getting the bank accounts unfrozen and stuff like that. But yeah, it doesn't apply to the former crew who are suing the Antiguan government for pay that they were owed after the vessel was placed on the sanctions or blocked property list. All right, so in a previous video also, video 255, the video was named Dutch Shipbuilder Damen Sues Government Over Sanctions. Now, after we did that story about Damen Shipyards suing the Dutch government for damages because of the sanctions, we received a number of emails from Damen Yachting saying that our story was factually inaccurate and Damen Yachting and Damen Shipyards are not connected. That's what they said. In the story, we said that Damen Shipyards had sued and that Damen also builds the popular support vessel that we showed on screen as we told you the story. Now, Damen Yachting said that Damen Shipyards does not build a support vessel, but Damen Yachting does. All right, so anyway, we got a rather snooty email sent to us from somebody whose name I won't mention, and I'll read that statement here, but we'll leave out the snooty parts. So this is the following statement. It says, the recent news stating that Damen Shipyards Group pursues to sue the Dutch government for the losses that have occurred as a result of the Russian sanctions does not concern any superyachts currently with Damen Yachting. After the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, the government imposed sanctions against Russia and Belarus. We support these sanctions and strictly comply with them. The lawsuit actioned by Damen Shipyards Group relates to the Damen Shipyards Group being unable to deliver a number of orders and to draw attention to the fact that the consequences of the sanctions are fully classified as entrepreneurial risks by the government and that there is no form of compensation, as has been the case with COVID, for example. At this stage, no further comment will be made. So that was their statement. Now, for the record, we never said any yachts built by Damen Yachting were involved in the lawsuit. And also we said, is Damen Yachting not owned by Damen Shipyards? To which they answered, yes, it is, but it's a separate division.
What I'm going to be doing in this series of vlogs is recording the journey across the Atlantic.
All right, so if you want to see the 10-part vlog filmed on board a yacht I was on crossing the Atlantic and beyond, sign up to patreon.com/ysysman. You'll find behind-the-scenes videos and extras not published on YouTube, including behind-the-scenes videos from the Monaco Yacht Show. We also recently made a video showing how we make the Super Yacht News videos, as well as the patron chat series and the patron-only Q&A series where you can ask questions answered in the videos, and a new one is coming soon, and you'll get early access to YouTube features, but without the adverts. And don't forget to check out the Super Yacht News channel. It's all the goodness of these news videos, but chopped up into smaller segments. So if you can't watch a whole one, you can watch the individual stories in separate videos. Now, if you've got any information about any of the stories in this video or any other stories, please be sure to get in touch. You can do that in a normal fashion through the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, on Twitter, and on Threema. Be sure to like this video, very important for the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for future notifications. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.